Hi, and welcome to the February episode of Inside KISD Student Produced News. I'm Tate Stender.
And I'm Nicole Scroggs. Thanks for joining us.
On this month's episode, we'll take a look back at the Christmas break, go all in with guest speaker John Paul at the Career Center, break new ground at the site of the 6th High School, and donate blood with the nursing students. For Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, the team mascot Rowdy and a group of former NFL players visited KISD schools in November, promoting a healthy diet and active lifestyle and community service. They began at Meadows Elementary School on Fort Hood and presented the Fuel Up to Play minicamp, urging healthy food choices and 60 minutes of activity a day. Following a presentation in the school cafeteria, Meadows 4th graders joined their famous guests in the gym for an hour of football drills and movement exercises alongside the cheerleaders. Next, the Dallas Cowboys delegation made 3 additional stops around town. Players, mascots, and cheerleaders joined Ani Murphy Middle School students, leaders at Clear Creek Commissary on Fort Hood, where they raced to purchase non-perishable food items for the school's food drive. They also joined the Rancier Middle School Youth Congress, an 8th grade Avid student at the Rosewood Retirement Community, where students spent the day handing out gift bags, playing games, and painting fingernails for the residents. The Rancier student leaders said they were impressed with the chance to serve LD residents. 8th grader Tiffany Edwards said they made a lot of memories and that it was great to brighten someone's day. In addition to visiting the students, the group donated 3 $500 checks to Audie Murphy, Rancier, and Palo Alto from the Jean and Jerry Jones Family Foundation to contribute to the school's service projects.
February is Black History Month, and to honor the civil rights movement and the leaders of the time, student journalist Serenity Babbitt reflects on Martin Luther King and his I Have a Dream speech.
Martin Luther King was born January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia to Alberta Williams and Martin Luther King Sr. Growing up, he attended Booker T. Washington High School and became known for his public speaking ability as well as being such an intelligent student. He skipped 9th and 12th grade of high school. He attended the Morehouse College and graduated at 19 with a BA in sociology. He then enrolled at Crozer Theological Seminary and graduated in 1951. In that time of school, he met Coretta Scott and married her on June 18, 1953. They both became parents to Yolanda K., Martin III, Dexter K., and Bernice K. He also earned his PhD in systematic theology. Following, he helped organize the first major African-American civil rights movement. The peaceful protests kept on. Rosa Parks boarded the Cleveland Avenue bus and sat in the first row of the colored section. As the bus traveled, more and more people got on the bus, and the bus driver noticed many white people standing and demanded her to give up her seat, and she refused. She was arrested and found guilty for violating the Montgomery City Code. On the night King met with a few others to plan a boycott, King was appointed to lead, and from there, more protests followed up to the most memorable one of August 28, 1963. He drew 200,000 people to the Lincoln Memorial where he gave the I Have a Dream speech.
Because I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
A few years later, he gave his final word for all the work and protest and change. Unfortunately, the next day at Lorraine Motel, he was killed by James Earl Ray. This sparked riots and ultimately Ray was sentenced to 99 years in jail. Today, King is remembered for his great impacts of equal rights and is a widely known African-American leader of his era. He is honored with federal holiday and named after many schools, buildings, and a memorial.
When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
From design to installation, a group of 12 Clean ISD Career Center students from 3 separate programs completed a project to help a local youth organization. 6 seniors in the school's welding program designed and pieced together a deer skinning rack for the Perry Haynes Ranch south of Killeen for its youth hunts. In addition, 3 automotive collision students, 3 construction students carved wood and metal signs that now atop the rack. Roy Hudson, director of the operation for Boys and Girls Clubs of Central Texas at the property 12 miles outside of Killeen, said the rack will prove a big help for the youth who hunt on the hilly acreage. Gray said it was the perfect height for the kids to use and was amazing to see installed on the foundation. The project drew in other programs and also exposed students to the reward of seeing their work in the field and helping to put it in place. These students can step back and look at it all together for the first time, said KCC welding instructor John Brittenstein. It's a capstone. Perry Haynes Ranch hosts a variety of day camps and summer sessions for the Boys and Girls Club of Central Texas and a series of hunts for the youth from Gatesville, Killeen, Coppers Cove, and Lampasas.
Teachers are the lifeblood of our school system. Here at Inside KISD, we like to highlight and show our appreciation of our teachers in our Teacher Spotlight segment.
Hello, my name is Mr. Steed. I teach math at Ellison High School. I am currently teaching Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry. And I primarily teach STEM students, so they're all pre-AP classes. Why did I become a teacher? I became a teacher to help students. I love math and I love showing math skills to new people. And one of the biggest reasons I became a teacher was so that I could share my love of math with people. I want to make sure my students have a good time with math. And I've seen a lot of math teachers that don't love math and they don't teach it very well because they don't like it themselves. My favorite part of teaching is the students. I love sitting and talking to my students, and not always about math. I love hearing the stories of my students. A lot of my students have funny stories. They're comedians of sorts. I like watching them have fun when they start dancing and singing and entertaining each other. And that comes out, especially when we're doing the robots, that really comes out. You can see their personalities when they start programming. The people that like to dance and stuff, I always put in more light shows and different things into the programming with the robots. And they make it do more, not just the simple task, but they incorporate a lot more into it. The sounds, the volumes, the lights, the flashing, they make the robots dance. But the thing I like about it is my students. I enjoy interacting with the students. The most memorable moments come out of our projects and our activities. When I get a chance to see the students create something that they didn't have to begin with, and the way they react, those are the memories I have. When you have kids who build a tower out of toothpicks and marshmallows, and you see the excitement and the challenge as two groups are going against each other to get the highest tower, as they're screaming and yelling at each other, trying to get it higher, and they almost see the kids wanting to wheel. It's like, grow, tower, grow higher. And then all of the ways they try to get around the rules.
The KCC nursing students held a blood drive last week at the Career Center. Student journalists Josiah Keating and Isabella Vidal show us how to give.
Today we're doing our Carter blood drive. We do this 3 times a year, and our students in my CMA class and phlebotomy class, they help out with our blood drive. So we try to get all the students from the Career Center to be able to donate at an earlier age. We try to encourage students to donate early by the time they're 16 so they could be a life donor. We're always needing blood at all of our hospitals, all of our different facilities that we have to help patients that are in need of the different types of blood that in the event something was to happen to them.
Today is one of our Carter blood drives. We do it frequently throughout the year. Today my part is we're signing people in, making sure we have 5 people in there at a time. We can call you from class, make sure to get you signed in, and make sure that we can get as much people to donate as possible. I've seen a lot of people today that I wouldn't have expected to be donating, but it really takes the whole of the school to donate, and it's really nice seeing people's hearts being open, you know, and donating blood, you know.
So when you do donate blood, we do tell our the students that when they do donate, they do save 3 lives. 1 unit of blood saves 3 lives.
No matter how different your sneeze is, we all should cover it the same way. Make sure you cover your sneeze and keep your hands clean. Help prevent the flu.
At the heart of the Central Texas College campus in the Student Center, there are certain times of the day and week that will lure a hungry, unsuspecting guest with the aroma of the latest culinary arts lesson. The KISD and CTC dual credit culinary arts program offers high school students an early taste of the culinary arts field and continues to serve up some of the tastiest dishes in town. This semester, 18 juniors and 12 seniors make up the high school portion of the Clean ISD culinary arts program that works alongside CTC. Students from the 4 comprehensive high schools in KISD spend 3 periods of the day about half the school day at CTC, where they can earn 24 college hours in the 2-year program. Part of the curriculum includes prepping an ever-changing menu for the patio cafe lunch, served from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the college's Student Center Southwest dining room. And every other Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m., Chef Ramona Lizo directs the culinary department and said that seeing the success of both KISD and CTC students is what motivates her to continue her 22-year-long career. The first year is mostly classroom learning that includes rules and regulations of food service, with the second year putting student knowledge to work practicing their culinary skills. Students who complete the 2-year dual-credit Culinary Arts program earn a restaurant skills certification and can earn a National Serve Safe certification.
The holiday season is the season of giving, and this year's annual Food for Families raised a staggering amount of food. Radio broadcast student Tay fills us in.
Food for Families. Donations for the annual Food for Families regional drive totaled 45 pounds within Killeen ISD schools, more than twice last year's figure. Killeen ISD's leaders made a concerted effort this year to raise awareness of the 30th annual Food for Families drive, which helps fill shelves at pantries in Killeen and across a 9-country Central Texas region. These promotional efforts clearly paid off as 45 KISD schools and 4 administrative departments conducted individual non-perishable food drives as part of the overall community effort. Transportation and warehouse services did their usual service, delivering empty boxes to schools and picking up the food boxes on the final day of the drive, the Friday before the week of Thanksgiving. The scene at the Killeen Special Events Center, the largest Food for Families collection site in this area, drew numerous KISD student groups, as well as church and military groups, along with regular food care center volunteers. Eastern Hills Middle School Builders Club and Avid classes, as well as students from Nolan Middle School and Early College, Ellison, and Killeen High Schools, Gear Up, volunteered at the collection site. The community-wide food drive again reflected the generous spirit of families and students. North Killeen, where the care center is located on 16th Street downtown, is considered a nutrition dessert, where 1 in 5 families experience food insecurity, some of the highest figures in the country, Cockrell said. Last year, the Food Care Center in Killeen distributed 2.35 million pounds of food to 83,000 people. Those figures include 17,000 children under 17. While Food for Families make up the largest one-day food drive in Texas, it only satisfies a fraction of the overall need to assist families. The local effort stocks shelves at the Killeen Center to meet needs through the holiday season. The Food Care Center in Killeen requires the equivalent of $30,000 in donation a month to stay open. For Inside KISD Student News, I'm Tay.
With Valentine's Day quickly approaching, AV student Isabella Vidal takes to the streets to see what the perfect date is.
Hi, I'm Isabella Vidal at the Career Center, and we're doing a man on the street asking people what their ideal Valentine's Day date is. So what is your ideal Valentine's Day date?
I would like some chocolate, some flowers, then take me out to the dinner, and then out to the park, or just a nice quiet evening.
I don't know, going somewhere fun, like to an amusement park, seeing like the fun side of their personality and stuff like that.
Dinner at Cheesecake Factory, and then a movie.
Pizza in the car.
A picnic.
A picnic?
Yeah.
A candlelight dinner.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it?
Yeah, you know, rosy, chocolates, yeah.
I would say maybe dinner first and then movies, and then just spend time together, just spend quality time. Nobody else, just me and you or that one person that, you know, that's it.
My ideal Valentine's date would be going to the local university, UMHB, and going to the quad area and having a nice picnic with my husband.
Staying in and hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing too fancy. Just probably watching videos.
I'd say a fancy dinner and a nice long walk in a park.
On a nice picnic, eating some crab legs, drinking some sweet tea, and looking at my mini projector, you know.
Definitely a movie and then a dinner afterwards.
And that's it?
Hang out at either of our houses.
Okay, so my ideal Valentine's Day would be, you know, we just chilling, we chill for the whole, well, first of all, you got to be together the whole Valentine's Day, because it's just to it's just the right thing to do. Valentine's Day about being together. So, first, hopefully it's warm. We might go to Austin because, it ain't nothing to do around here in Killeen. So, we go hit up like Austin or Houston and, we go get on a boat. We just gonna be chilling, vibing, and we can't eat at McDonald's because it's not a basic people day that day. We got to go to like Papados. Wait a minute, maybe I'm pushing it. Joe's Crab Shack. We gotta eat like this finna be forever, even though it might not be forever, but we go act like it's forever. So, we go chill that whole day. We go be together the entire nighttime. We go see a movie because that's just what people do. And then, we go exchange gifts. My gift I can't give you more than what you give me. It got to be equal. So, I give you something expensive. You got to give me something expensive or your stuff going back to the stove. But, y'all have a blessed day.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Killeen ISD recently broke ground on what will be the 6th high school for the Killeen Harker Heights area. The 432,000-foot school is set to take 2 years to build and will be located right behind Yawell Ranch off of Chaparral Road in Killeen. Radio broadcast student D'Amico Moore has more story.
The low rumble of bulldozers and other construction machines can now be heard by Yawell Ranch community members as the 6th KISD high school construction has started. Community leaders joined a group of middle school students to break ground and turn the dirt in anticipation of a new high school in Killeen in late October. Killeen ISD Superintendent John Kraft called it a monumental day to start 2.5 years of construction, praising partners in Killeen, Harker Heights, and Bell County, as well as elected state leaders and District Board of Trustees for making the new high school a possibility. Patterson 8th grader Jadis Resendez provided the welcome for the groundbreaking ceremony. She expects to attend the school as a junior and senior.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jadis Resendez, and I'm an 8th grader at Charles Patterson Middle School and a future graduate at High School Number 6. This project has been years in the making, and as a future student, I am honored to serve as your MC today. These actions that have led us to this point today to break ground, show the school board's commitment to fulfilling a promise to not only the community, but to me and other students.
The new school, not named yet, will include 72 regular classrooms, 22 science labs, multiple computer labs, a robotics lab, engineering lab, flexible learning spaces in a large common area, and a media center. Plans also include a 1,200-seat auditorium and band, choir, and orchestra rooms, theater, art, set design shop, and energy efficiencies, such as LED lighting, geothermal HVAC systems, and enhanced safety features. In the early days of Killeen's history, all students attended the Avenue D school downtown. Since the inception of Fort Hood in 1942, the community has built 30 elementary schools, 11 middle schools, and now it's on its way to 6 high schools. For Inside KSD Student News, I'm D'Amico Moore.
Our KISD students are doing amazing things both in school and out of school and deserve to be recognized. I sat down with the voice of the Career Center, Tristan Haynes, and talked about his life in radio.
Getting involved with radio, I was in class and we had to do a presentation. I just thought it was a normal, pretty basic presentation, but then after the class, Mr. Garrett took me out, and I was like, oh God, what did I get in trouble for this time? But he ended up talking to me. He said he really enjoyed how I presented, how I can go up in front of people, kind of talk, look into the crowd, and project my voice. And then from there, every lunch period last year, I would not eat lunch, and I came into this here very studio, and from there, I just started doing PSAs and sweepers and stuff like that, and more, I got more opportunities. So my first option, my first year in high school, I was actually in pharmacy. So I was in health science. I learned about the healthcare scene and things like that. Found out it sucks. I hated high school. It was terrible. I wanted to not even be in high school. So I went to my counselor. I said, hey, I really love talking and I love music, which I know it's not a lot, but I was like, what class can I get into? So she ended up putting me into this class. And from there, I didn't even know it was radio at first until I started talking to Mr. Garrett. Found out the whole main focus was radio, and it went from there. I wasn't really known for doing a whole bunch of things just from Mr. Garrett or Mr. K when he was here, so I started just doing PSAs, sweepers, doing just things at every top of the hour. Then from there, the seniors left. I made it to Skills USA my first year in radio. Then just I started doing live stuff, started doing a morning show, started going and emceeing events. And then Mr. Garrett just told me, well, you're the voice of the radio station. That's kind of how it went down.
Now getting into wrapping paper for your crisps during the holiday seasons, because we all know it gets a little hectic when it comes down to having the crisp lines.
My favorite event that I've went to, it's probably all the sports ones. I really like going to the sports ones. It's a lot of fun because I have a lot of friends that play on the teams and do things like that, whether it be band or being on the actual sports team, or just seeing myself on the Jumbotron. That kind of sounds narcissistic, but as I hit this mic, I just like seeing myself. I'm proud of the work I do. I do a lot of things, and it's pretty awesome, so probably the sports things out of all of them.
Nothing says Valentine's Day quite like binge watching a whole day's worth of chick flicks. Co-host Nicole Scroggs gives us her top 5 binge-worthy chick flicks for Valentine's Day.
Hi, I'm Nicole Scroggs, AV production student here at the Career Center, and these are my top 5 binge-worthy chick flicks. So grab your boyfriend some popcorn and settle in on the couch. Kicking this off at number 5, the movie One Day. On July 15th of 1988, 2 people began a lifelong friendship at college graduation. Emma, an idealist from a working-class family, wants to make the world a better place. Dexter, a rich playboy, thinks the world is his oyster. For the next 20 years, the 2 friends reunite on the 15th of each July, sharing dreams, tears, and laughter until they finally discover what they've been searching for, each other. With a twist ending, this one ranks low on list for not giving the audience any closure and leaving us wanting more. Number 4, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. An advice columnist, Andy Anderson, tries pushing the boundaries of what she can write about in her new article, deciding to do a story about how to get a man to leave you in 10 days.
What are you working on now? How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Her editor, Lana, loves the idea, and Andy heads off to find a man she can use for the experiment. Enter executive Ben Barry, who is so confident in his romantic prowess that he thinks he can make any woman fall in love with him. The 2 are introduced to each other and set along their paths. Andy trying to get Ben to break up with her, and Ben trying to get Andy to fall in love. Right from the start, the couple began working each other, and throughout the whole movie, their plans backfire on each other. The 2 eventually fall in love, and Andy is unable to write the article. With a standard happy ending, this movie easily comes in at number 4. Taking my number 3 pick is The Notebook. This is one of those rainy day, snuggle on the couch, feel-good movies. Set in 1940s South Carolina, a mill worker named Noah and a rich girl named Allie fall in love. Unfortunately, her parents do not approve of their relationship. Noah soon departs to serve in World War II, leaving behind their love affair. As Noah fights in the war, he sends Allie a letter every day, but Allie's mom hides them from her. As the years go by, Allie becomes involved with another man, never knowing that Noah wrote to her. After nearly forgetting about her previous relationship with Noah, he returns home to build their dream house. Allie recognizes the house when seen in a newspaper and finds Noah. Their relationship instantly starts anew. This is by far one of the most moving love stories of this list. At number 2, the funny and witty 10 Things I Hate About You. As one of my favorites, this film follows Kat Stratford, a beautiful and smart high school student that many boys find abrasive and hard to approach, thusly unable and unwilling to date. To Kat's younger sister's dismay, she isn't allowed to date until Kat has a boyfriend. Her younger sister decides to try and pull some strings and set Kat up with the bad boy, Patrick Verona, as part of a bet so that Kat's younger sister could date. Verona charms Kat and she slowly lets her guard down as she falls for Patrick, only to have the details of the bet blow up in her face. Kat eventually forgives Patrick and they officially start dating. By far, my number 1 pick is the romance Say Anything. I could watch this movie countless times and still stay in love with it. The actors are moving, the dialogue is wonderful, and the romance is beautiful. It all starts as Lloyd seeks the love of a beautiful young woman named Diane, who is an intelligent, straight-A student that strives for perfection. Diane's father doesn't approve of the relationship since Lloyd has yet to make a decision about his future. Diane's father eventually causes the couple to break up as Diane gets accepted to her dream college. Lloyd, still unsure of his future, focuses on boxing while Diane's father is hit with legal trouble. Diane finds out about her father as he's taken to jail, and her and Lloyd end up back together, whisked away to London for for Diane's fellowship program. I'm Nicole Scroggs, and that's my top 5 Valentine's Day chick flicks.
Thank you for watching Inside KISD, a student-produced news program. For all of us here at the Career Center, I'm Tate Stender.
And I'm Nicole Scroggs. We'll see you next month on Inside KISD.